Hey, this is Steve. So this is one of those paintings that if you're an artist, every now and then something will happen that's kind of an accident. It's not what you intended to do, but you ended up doing it and you were glad it happened. And this one falls into that category. A couple of months ago on a Saturday morning, I was out driving around looking for different things to paint. And I had driven out to a little town called Cottontown, Tennessee. It's probably 20, 25 miles from the town that I live in. And this is much farther out into the country. Very nice little one stoplight community, little farming community. And I'd driven off the main highway down this kind of a major road, but this road where the cattle were was on this little cut across road that was off of the main road that swung around and curved around a couple of miles over to kind of another main road that led back down to the highway. And I was down this road, and I'd actually stopped. Didn't even know there were cattle in this field. I stopped because there was a creek on the other side of the road, and I thought I would stop and see if there was something there to paint. And when I got out of the truck, I could hear all these cattle running towards me. They were making quite a racket and running towards me. And there was actually a lot more than just the six cattle that are in this painting. There was probably 20, 25 of them. And it was pretty obvious to me as they ran up what they were after. They assumed because they saw my pickup truck that I was the feed truck. And they ran completely up to the fence and were making just a lot of noise. And it was obvious they expected me to cross into the field and drop off the food, which obviously I couldn't do. And it kind of struck me as I got out and I started taking pictures of them that they probably perceived me as a bit of a fraud since I showed up in the pickup truck and didn't have any food to give them. But it was very unique because there was a lot of cattle there, but the only white bull in the whole thing was the one in the picture. And he came right up to the fence. He was right in front of me. So I ended up taking a series of pictures and went back to my studio immediately because I intended to keep driving around looking for other stuff. But when I saw these cows, I just knew that this was something I wanted to paint. So I ended up doing the painting and very happy with it. It's the first cattle painting that I've ever done. I know that's been a fairly popular subject matter over the last few years. And this is the only oil painting I've ever done of cattle. After I did this, my wife really liked it. So I did a small watercolor just for her. Something similar. I used the white bull and the two other cattle beside it, but did something similar in a much smaller watercolor, but that is the only painting between the watercolor and this one that I've ever done of cattle. So in the end, I think it turned out very well. It was one of those little surprises for me. I wasn't expecting that. This is not what I expected to do on that Saturday when I started out that morning, but I really like it, and it sort of exemplifies the area that I live in is not as rural now as it used to be where I live in Hendersonville, Tennessee, but another 25, 30 minutes out, I can get into the country like this. And this is what I used to see a lot when I was much younger. So very happy with the painting, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.